we are back with an update on Jeskai High Noon Control. It's not every day that we go mythic, but wanted to share the updates that got us there. So Jeskai High Noon Control is a dirtly deck where you basically it's full of card advantage and removal, and you win games either by damage with our new addition, or you mill your opponent out with Jace the Perfected Mind, since a lot of decks like to mill or draw excessive amount of cards, and then two -5 activations on Jace can sometimes do the trick. So what's in the deck? We have our land base, which is pretty simple, split out between pain lands, fast lands, and man lands. I found that splitting everything down by threes has worked well. If we maximize our fast lands, then we have too many lands that come into play tapped. If we maximize our pain lands, we die to extra damage caused by the lands. So a turn 1 tap land is a perfectly reasonable play, and then having turns 2 and 3 untapped lands most of the time is pretty good and in your colors. Not too many issues with the getting color screwed, but that happens once in a great while. So what are we playing on our turn 2? So turn 2 we can play High Noon against a aggressive deck that likes to dump all of their spells onto one fast creature and kill you, so slow that deck down quite a bit. It also has the deals 5 damage effect, so you can have this hang out, and then once your opponent gets to 5 life, then close the game out that way. We have Thundertrap Trainer, a 1/2 that has Offspring, so if you have 6 mana, you get 2 activations. When it enters, look at the top 4 cards of your library, and you can reveal a non-creature, non-land to put in your hand, and the rest go to the bottom. So you can play that turn 2 and start beating for 1, block 1/1s, and what does it get you? It can get you a High Noon. It can get you a Getaway Glamour. It's a spree spell that has the modes of exiling a non-token creature, then return to the battlefield under the control at the end step, and then destroy a creature if it is the biggest creature in play or tied. And so you can, at 4 mana, slide this out, kill the biggest creature in play, get this activation again, get more cards, get more removal. We also have our Charming Prince with 3 relevant modes. We can scry 2 if we are getting needing some lands or gain life against decks that deal lots of damage fast, or we can exile another creature like Thundertrap Trainer to get its effect again, and also beats for 2. We also have Ether Channeler, also with 3 relevant modes as well. It can get you a 1/1 bird token with flying to attack or block flyers in the air. It can bounce a non-land permanent of anyone's control back to their hand, such as all these permanents, or your opponent's play that they tapped out, put it back in their hand for the tempo play, or it can draw you an extra card as well, and you can slide it back out and get the effect again. The new addition to the deck is our 3-drop 3/3 flyer, which has a very similar effect. When it enters, you can exile up to 1 target creature or artifact you control and return to the battlefield at the beginning of the next end step, such as Thundertrap Trainer, Charming Prince, or Ether Channeler. And 3/3 flying gives your deck a significant clock and way to deal with all the flying threats in Standard. We also have, we mentioned Jace the Perfected Mind. It can also come down turn 3 to start drawing you cards to get just more cards in your hand. It can also start milling your opponent as well with the -2 ability, or slow down your opponent's attackers. We have a sweet main deck Etherize, because your deck wants to control the board as much as possible and punish opponents for trying to kill you. So all those attackers go back to their hand for 4 mana. You can find it with Thundertrap Trainer. We also have Sunfall, the exile all creatures, incubate, get a beater to also win the game. Then we have the most busted card in Standard. This town ain't big enough, and so you can do silly things like return Thunder Trap Trainer or Charming Prince to your hand, and also an opponent attacker while blocking their second attacker. Or you can return your creatures to your hand after blocks, drop a Sunfall, replay your creatures for value. You can also bounce and replay Roaring Furnace, your deck's turn 2 removal spell, dealing damage to the number of cards in your hand, and then also your card drawing engine, Steaming Sauna, where you have no maximum hand size and you draw a card at your end step. So basically that is the deck. You just play your cards and hope you have the right combination of cards to win you the game. What do we have in the way of sideboard? We have 3 Authority of Consuls for those red decks that try to haste you and do damage really fast. Rest in Peace for those graveyard decks that kind of want stuff in their graveyard and you don't really care. Pyroclasm for those very fast aggressive decks or decks that just happen to have a lot of small creatures to wipe them all out pretty quick. We have Negate for general non-creature spell countering. We have Ifara's Dispersal again for the decks that try to soup up a creature with mono red or sheltered by ghosts. You can put it back in their hand and all those spells they used are wasted. And lastly, we have a 4th Jace the Perfected Mind, just because the deck has milled out more opponents than I would have ever expected, and so we will have an extra 4th Jace for the control matchups, because you're probably going to win that way. So there you have Mythic ranked Jeskai High Noon Control. There's really no matchup that you're afraid of. It just comes down to how well your opponents draw, if they blow you out, or if you are able to draw the spells and removal that you need at the right time. Thank you for watching, and if you have, $2 to spend on singles for this deck, you can try it too. Alright, have a good day.